Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Paige, this is Seeking Alexandria, and guys, I have now done this intro 12 times, so I'm not going to waste any moment. I am just going to tell you, we are here to talk about Fenty, their new brow pencil, and I am so excited about this for multiple reasons. I feel like with Fenty, they do so many things right, and they produce amazing products, and Rihanna is a visionary when it comes to so many aspects of her brand, but there's a couple aspects to this that I'm just like, we need to test it out to see if it's worth it. Like, it's given me that kind of a vibe. And I told you guys a while back that I really wanted to start shedding emphasis and do little videos like this on mascaras and brow pencils and little things that often get overlooked, but that we also spend a ton of money on, that we either love or we end up thinking, wow, I could have bought that for $5. I regret spending that money. And I'm sick of the fact that that keeps happening. So we're going to dive in to this little ditty today, talk about it, talk about similar items, so on and so forth. Apparently we're gonna do like some cha-cha. I don't know, guys. I'm just, whew. I was once told that if you tied my hands behind my back, I wouldn't be able to talk. And that's so true, because even yesterday, what was yesterday's video? The Ulta, my Ulta 21 Days of Beauty guide, where I added in all of it, like everything from the sale. I will link it up here. And there's actually a part in that video where I'm like, I have to set my phone down so I can talk. And when I edited that back, I laughed so freaking hard, because it's true. Like, this is me having a conversation. Like, when you talk to me, I'm landing 20 planes and I am voguing and I've got things happening. Before I dive into swatches, packaging, anything like that, I really want to touch on the amount of product you receive with this. I feel like that's really important to dive into, especially on a product like this one where it's a $20 pencil for your eyebrows and you can get a ton at the drugstore that are super affordable. I just want to make sure that we are looking at all facets. And just to give you guys some examples, I do feel like there are industry standards that are set for how much you should receive in any given product. Example, eyeshadow pans, I feel like those should be a minimum of 0.05. We all know foundation, 1 full fluid ounce. Concealers even are sitting like right around 0.33, 335 ounces, right around in there. And I just feel like those are standards that are set, and it is something that we need to consider. Now, typically, like you just heard, I go in ounces because that's just what I use as a common form of comparison. And this is one of those times that I feel like looking at grams is very valuable, because when you are looking at these types of products, the amount of product you get in ounces is broken down to like the thousandths of a point. So for example, if we're looking at ounces, this has 0.0024 ounces. And for comparison, I just feel like it's going to be too difficult to go through and compare the other options that I have. But just to keep it simple, these have 0.07 grams of product. I just wanted to let you guys know we're kind of switching up that unit of measure. But these ones from Fenty, 0.07. And I did pull 5 other options, which we are going to talk about here. So the one from, what do we have here? The NYX Micro Brow Pencil. This is 0.09 grams. The one from ColourPop is also 0.09. The L'Oreal Brow Stylist Diviner, also 0.9. The Tarte Amazonian Clay is 0.09. And the ABH is 0.085. So out of all of those, so the 5 that I pulled from my own drawer and the Fenty has the least amount of product at 0.07. And again, just something I wanted to throw out there. The price tag is pretty high and you are getting a little less product. All right, you guys, here is the packaging, looking really nice, typical Fenty packaging. Let's go ahead, open them up, and now we're going to start talking about the applicator on this. And this is something that a lot of people have been super curious about, this little brush on the end. This is, if I'm being totally honest, the reason I wanted to pick it up, because I thought this was a very interesting concept. Now, this is something that's already offered by NYX, this type of an end right here. I've never played with it personally, but I believe it is the NYX Fill and Fluff. And the reason I'm not comparing the two between that one and this one is because the one from NYX has the triangle applicator, and this one from Fenty is a micro tip, which made me super duper excited, because I always wanted to try the one from NYX, but I didn't want to deal with that triangle situation. And this one is basically the best of both worlds. It gives me the weird little brush on the bottom, but it also gives me a micro precision, which I'm a big fan of. So let's go ahead here and take a little look-see. I'm going to swatch this one first. This is in the shade, in the shade light brown. And let's just go ahead here and give us a little, wow, that is not creamy. Wow, I really thought that would be like super ultra creamy, and it is not. Okay, so there is the shade Light Brown. Let's go ahead and grab this one and see if medium brown looks any different. I'm gonna tell you right now, they didn't look very different at all online, but that's okay, we're gonna look. All right, and then there is medium brown. I guess it is a freckle deeper. Now this does come in 14 shades, so perhaps that's why they look so similar. I don't know. To me, I feel like I could easily work with both of these colors and have no issue. But that does remind me, I want to jump over to the Fenty website real quick and kind of read some specs on this. So it says here that this is a game-facing brow in 14 long-wear waterproof shades that will represent everyone, which I love. I feel like when it comes to brows, there is just not enough of a shade range inclusivity there at all. So I was really excited to see that. It says this is a retractable, ultra-fine brow pencil made for hair-like precision, born in groundbreaking range of 14 waterproof, smudge-proof, resistant shades, plus a built-in paddle brush for effortless blending and styling. And then the rest of it, it's just, hey, it's not creamy, it's not too dry, it's not too creamy, and, you know, just keeps talking about how much they obviously love their own product. But for me, I don't think that this is creamy at all. I have used so many that are way creamier. That being said, I do want to make it clear, I don't think that you ever want a brow pencil, if you're not familiar and you don't use them typically, you will never want one that's overly creamy, because what will happen is, A, you'll use way too much of it and you'll waste it just kind of working it through your brows. So they are right. You do want something that is creamy but not overly creamy. This feels a little dry in swatch. I'm hoping that as I use it, it warms up a little bit. But I'm actually going to go in, I think, with, let's try light brown. I think I like that undertone a little bit better. And I'm going to grab a tiny little mirror. That way y'all can still see what I'm doing. Also, this eye started watering earlier, so if we see anything happening, that's what's going on here. But I'm going to take this little pencil here, and I'm just going to start kind of shaping in my brows. I know this isn't exciting at all, and the way that I do my brows isn't like groundbreaking by any stretch of the imagination, but lately I've been really into this little like hair stroke moment, and I'm really like, oh god, I'm so curious about this paddle. Like, at what point do I interject the paddle? Do I just like try it right now? Sure, why not? Let's get crazy. Oh, that is so weird. Okay, okay, let's just keep going through the brows. Let me just keep working with it. Because see, for me, because I have literally like no brow hair, as you can see, I really like using a spoolie to shape my brows and also to give them definition. I use the spoolie for multiple things. Like literally, I use it to push product around. I use it to scrape it into my skin. And I know a lot of people don't love that scrapey effect from a spoolie. And I'm gonna tell you right now, girl, I love it. I get in there with that spoolie and I'm just like scrape, 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 scrape. I really enjoy working it into my brows because it makes them look natural, and instead of having the product or the color look like it's sitting on top of my brow, it really looks like it's a part of my face, it's a part of my skin, and I really like that. As far as the way that this is working into the brow, it's working fine. What I am noticing though is that like all back here, normally I would go in with my spoolie and I would just kind of scrape that down. I feel like it's removing some of the foundation on this side of my brow, like on the upper side, so be mindful with that. Just more of a learning curve, I think, if you're used to using a spoolie and having like the precision, because like, let me show you, when you're going in with a spoolie, like, hello, look at the amount of precision you can get. You can literally tell your hair where to go, why, and for how much. Like you can really dictate that shit. And I just feel like with this little brush that isn't happening. I just got really passionate about a spoolie. Girl, you need to calm down. The big part for me is this little area up front. I like to kind of go in here and I give it little hair strokes, and then I'll go in typically again with a spoolie, but today we're using this little fella. And I will work that color in an upward motion, just so that way it kind of naturally gives like a flick upward. And I'm not mad at how this looks. I feel like it does do a beautiful job lightly being gradiated into my brows. It's not overly rich in pigment. And I actually feel like the consistency of this works well. So even though it does feel like a slightly drier formula, it does work nicely for what I do with it. Go ahead here and, well, I need, Paige, you need to do both eyebrows first. I was already like ready to go on to the next step, No, Paige. Both eyebrows. Let's go ahead and do this side. Now, real quick here, I'm just going to wind this down. I want to see how much product I used for both brows. You know, I didn't use a lot. That's actually really interesting. I'm just kind of looking down the little tube here and like cranking it all the way back down to where it would have been. I used, I used a fair amount, but I didn't use too much. I'm going to grab my L'Oreal Brow Stylist Definer here in dark brown. And I'm just going to throw that through the brows real quick like. All right, beautiful people, I went ahead, I finished up the rest of my face. Let's go ahead and discuss this brow product. I wanted you guys to see kind of the finished product, how everything looked and came together. As you're gonna notice, my face, my brows, like nothing really looks all that different. And I think for me, that's like the overall feeling with this product. And I'm a little bit shocked, honestly. I thought that I would really love this and like dive right in more than I did. And I feel like it's just maybe like the hype of Fenty that did it. I don't know. But for me, I don't think that you need this $20 brow pencil, which I can't even believe is a conversation. But when Urban Decay came out with their, was it their Brow Endowed? I'm not sure which one it was, but it had like a pencil on one side and then the little flick marker on the other. That was a high-end brow product that was different. It was new, it was innovative, and I did use it a ton. I actually repurchased that, I think, maybe 3 times. Again, it was innovative, it was something new, it was different, it was creative, and I don't ever mind paying a little bit more money for that innovation, but I just feel like with this one for 20 bucks, I'm not really in it yet. You know what I mean? Like I'm not feeling it. I don't think it's something you necessarily have to have, but I am glad that I took the time to sit down and film this video. But if you are curious about the end of it and the that brush kind of applicator thing, I don't know. For me, I would rather just stick to a spoolie. I like that scrapey feel. I like being able to really work that product through my brows. And I'm left kind of wondering too, if you have thicker, more like robust brows and a lot of brow hair, I don't know how you're really going to be able to get in there with that little weird brush and like move it around, because you're not going to really be able to penetrate your brow hair with that. Whereas with a spoolie, you can really get in there and literally comb your brow hair, which, what a weird sentence to say. But I just feel like, I don't know, I don't think it's the most practical applicator. Again, I will work with it some more. Obviously, I'm going to use them because they are here. But those are my thoughts. I'd love to, again, hear from you guys down below. Let me know your thoughts, opinions. Do you like little videos like this? Were you curious? So on and so forth. Leave it all down below. Don't also forget, you can check me out on Instagram and on Twitter. They are both linked in the description. And if you haven't done so yet, you can subscribe and turn on your post notifications, because I do upload 5 videos a week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. They go up bright and early between 6 and 7 a.m. my time here in Northern Michigan. And we talk about everything. New makeup, old makeup, makeup we love, makeup we don't love, random things. It happens all over the place. So subscribe, turn on your post notifications, and you guys, that is it. Thank you all so much for watching. Please do not forget to have a great day, night, weekend, whatever it is when you're watching this, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. If you cross her, then you cross me. Oh. Run your mouth like a faucet. Oh, you don't know that my girl been doing CrossFit. I'm the antithesis of not doing CrossFit, I can tell you that right now. I have the coordination of a duck with one leg and one wing on the same side tipping over. Anyways, you guys, all of my nonsense aside, let's go ahead and talk about this little guy. This is the new Fenty MVP brow. No, it's not. Pooper, did you fart? Because it's a real stinky situation in here, and you are the only added person in this room. Person, dog, four-legged, legged creature in general. You farted. Don't try to sit there and be all sweet and sleepy. I know you stinking. You a stanky little sausage nugget. I ain't picking you up. I pick you up, something might fall out.